Hey there, everybody. It's old Jackie Bros.
And I'm Dunlap.
We got a good sponsor for this one we're doing today, episode 86, going to 100. It's over with.
Yeah, as we've said from the very beginning.
Yeah, first we laid it on the line right out the gate, as I say. 100 and that's it. I'm gone. So we're on episode 86, and like I said, got a good sponsor this one. And I know it's summertime. And you know what's coming up? Independence Day, 4th of July.
4th of July.
Independence Day, that's right. And everybody looking to have big time on that out on the lake, do this, whatever. Barbecues, everything else. But if you don't have everything lined up or just don't feel like you're seeing, some people don't get along with the families. That's just the way it is. Ought not be that way, but it is. There's a lot of people don't want to talk to their children.
Yep.
And don't want to have nothing to do with them.
Yep.
And that's understandable depending on the circumstances. So if you don't want to spend it with your family, want to get out, do something else, do something a little different, go on down the big lots, out in the parking lot. We was going to have it here, but my parking lot ain't big enough for this. That's what I'm going to say right now. Because this old Dr. Birdman, he's done many things here in this parking lot out front. And I don't mind. I'm always happy to do it. But there just ain't enough room for this. And it's going to be a big lot. It's Dr. Birdman's Hurt Bird 4th of July Freedom Feeling Better Fest.
Is Freedom feeling better or is Heartbird feeling better?
Well, let's hope both. Freedom ain't feeling too good these days because of you-know-who in the White House. Other than that, Heartbird ain't doing too good either, but I don't know if I can't blame Obama directly for the bird. There's a lot of circumstances come into play. Didn't necessarily involve him. But
yeah, I'm not going to try to. I know sometimes every episode is somebody's first episode listening to this. I'm not going to try to recap the Hurt Bird saga.
It's been going on a while. It's complicated. I don't know.
It does get complicated. He was originally known as New Year's Eve Bird. Maybe go back, listen to a few episodes around there. Let's just say Dr. Birdman had New Year's Eve Bird. And for New Year's Eve festivities, he got away during the recapture of. He was gone missing for a long time.
He was injured in
the recapture.
Yeah, that's enough. That's all. That's how he got hurt. Well,
I'll just say some of the circumstances are still a little fishy.
Well, you say that. I know. I'll take Dr. Birdman's word for it. You've said enough. You don't need to go. He's my sponsor.
I'll finish this up.
I'll finish my sponsor.
6 months of Dr. Birdman has been making money off his injury.
Enough. This is my sponsor. I'm going to do it, and you do yours or whatever afterward. Probably ain't no sponsor. Probably something fell here. Prostitute. I'm doing mine now. Keep your mouth shut till I get done, and then you do yours.
I just wanted to give a recap.
Dr. Bird, it used to be New Year's Eve Bird, now it's Hurt Bird. There you go. Got hurt. That's all you need to know. That's enough. It's Dr. Birdman's Hurt Bird 4th of July Freedom Feeling Better Fest. And I tell you what, you won't get down there and have a good time. There's going to be lemonade out there. I think he's got pizza. Some kind of pizza out there, just cheese, pepperoni, or something like that.
Fireworks.
No fireworks. Now, it's Hurt Bird. As we all know, is hurt. Recovery sometimes looks better than it does, and right now it looks about the same, I guess, is all you can say. Hurt Bird may stay hurt, we don't know, but we're trying to get better. All the money, all the proceeds go to help Hurt Bird get to feeling better. So know that, that's a good way to spend the 4th of July, Independence Day, come down there and help out a Hurt Bird. That's good. So right now, because he's hurt, fireworks, that sort of thing, is just too loud, startle that poor bird. And usually Hurt Bird's strong and, look you in the eye, scare you, sort of thing. But just weak and really not a sight to see in his current condition. So we went out and I helped Dr. Birdman, went out and put flyers all around the neighborhoods around Big Lot saying if you could just refrain from using any fireworks of any kind between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m., that's when all the festivities are going on. Feeling better, freedom, in a Big Lots parking lot. So if you can just don't do no fireworks between 7 and 11 p.m., then let me tell you what you're going to get instead of fireworks here. Now, Hurt Bird, like I said, is not something to something, for a young'un to look at in its current condition. Like I said, we got it dressed up like a bald eagle. Got a little costume so it don't look near as bad. And what it does, it goes out and does a circle, lets it out to the cage, does a circle, and then comes down and lands on George Washington's shoulder. That's the shoulder C right there.
It's flying under its own power?
No, we got it on a wire. It can't fly. It's just too
You said feeling better, so I thought maybe he was...
No, we hopefully he gets to feeling better from the proceeds going to help it,
I'm sure putting him on a wire and swinging him around a parking lot's going to perk him up.
Well, it's a holiday. That's what this bird grew up in show business. It was New Year's Eve bird for, I don't know how long. Like just take it out of the spotlight like that.
The Candace Bergen of birds, because she grew up.
Oh, some birds like attention, and that's true. You get a parrot that talks, sit in the corner, hello, do that all day and all night.
Nightmare.
It loves attention. This is a bird.
That's true. That's the worst. You do not want to be stuck in a room with one of them kind of parrots.
They just love. They don't want you to cover the cage up when you put the towel over.
Look at me.
Yeah. Well, her bird grew up like that, sort of. In a way, with show business, just love showing his feathers and staring you down and looking in the eye. This is when it was healthy, of course. Now just pretty much lays there, or if put it in his harness and move around on that wire. So at least, get some air up there, whatever. So if you can refrain, most importantly, if you live in that area, there ain't going to be no fireworks. They keep it down from 7 p.m. To 11 p.m. in the evening, and then after that, do all you want, and beforehand, do all you want. Do it. You can have the regular 4th of July, but just between those hours, 7 and 11, just keep it. If you keep it down for her, come on down to Big Lots. And if you were planning on shooting on fireworks, and you live by Big Lots, now you got something else to do instead of same old thing as they say every Independence Day. So come over here, it's patriotic, comes out, like I said, goes in a circle, and lands on old George Washington, a man dressed up.
Who's playing George Washington?
I don't know, somebody that one,
It's not Dr. Birdman?
No, he ain't in the show. He behind
the scenes.
Yeah. Plus, you got to pull that thing and make a bird go wild.
Oh, I see. You can't entrust that to anybody. His henchmen.
It ain't henchmen. It's people who looking for work. He put out an ad. They news journal looking for, someone to play George Washington, experienced people.
Oh, local actor.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's somebody that worked at Murfreesboro Play Actors Club. I don't know who. I don't know his name.
Now, we'll find out for y'all and let you. I guess it'll be next week after the 4th of July, so we'll let y'all know.
I'm going to stop by for a little bit. I'm going to get me some, get a slice of pizza, some lemonade. Watch.
And just the noise from the fireworks is what?
Will startle that bird scared half to death. Just make it's all, like I said, it's already going through enough as it is.
That's doctor's orders, is that fireworks, that's loud, dangerous noises.
Well, no bird likes that, really, but this one especially.
True.
This one.
Being as sick as it is and as large. It's a big bird. I don't know if we've described it.
I think man is only well, man ain't an animal, No, what I was trying to say is that we enjoy fireworks because we understand. I don't know of any animal likes them.
No. Now, you don't see, like, wild stallions gathering on a hillside watching the Grand Canyon fireworks show. They scatter.
Yeah, scatter. Dogs bark. Cats crawl under. I mean, they ain't.
Monkeys screech. Bang on the bars of their cage.
Why is a monkey celebrating they ain't from America? Why would they be? That'd be in the jungle somewhere else. It's America's birthday. You don't. They
second generation monkeys.
Oh, well.
Born over here.
I guess they wouldn't like it either, yeah.
So that's Dr. Birdman's Hurt Bird 4th of July Freedom.
I'll say it. It's my sponsor, Dr. Birdman's Hurt Band 4th of July. Dr. Birdman's Hurt Bird 4th of July Freedom, feeling better, get better fast. Big Lots parking lot, come down there between 7 and 11. please refrain from fireworks or any loud noise for that matter. If you want to bring your guns, that's fine. These days, more and more people trying to bring, because of the Constitution, bring your gun out and show it to everybody. Just don't fire it. Between 7 and 11.
Now, he's not trying to tell you what you can do
No,
with your
sir.
gun.
If you
he's
own,
just asking you for the sake of the bird.
I would encourage anybody, if you NRA support gun rights, if you have a semi-automatic weapon, take it on down there. Yeah, wear it around your neck. Go on down, and nobody's going to question it there. You fine. Just don't let it go off accidentally. Don't shoot it in the air. While between 7 and 11 before we can get that bird out of there.
So this is awkward, Jackie. I kind of wish you'd cleared this with me first.
Clear what? What?
Because my sponsor is also an event that's happening the night of the 4th of July.
Well, like I said, there's events happening all over the place. I'm sure people would rather go see, get better Freedom Fest than whatever it is you're going to say. There ain't no reason nobody I mean,
well,
it's going to be some prostitute, something like that's what you're going to say.
Not a prostitute.
Come down and see this prostitute. People who say prostitutes and live in that sort of lifestyle, they don't need an excuse, Independence Day, America's birthday, to go do that.
No,
they
that's
do
true.
it all the time. It don't make any damn difference.
That's
what it
true.
Is.
If you frequent prostitutes, actually holidays just sort of get in your way. You're like, well, I guess I'll go down and see the prostitute. Like, well, it's Christmas.
I don't.
And then you start to feel guilty. Or 4th of July.
Y'all too.
Like, am I keeping her from something? Is my giving her business going to prevent her from attending a barbecue with her family if it's 4th of July, or maybe like a Easter service?
I don't care what prostitutes. They probably take a day off like I do everybody else from my job. They ought not be doing that. Get you some real work.
I'm just saying it weighs on you. Holidays and prostitutes don't mix.
No, it shouldn't. It ought not anyway.
It's like you give like your housekeeper the holiday off. Do the same with your prostitute.
What?
Like if you see the same one, maybe I'm giving you got everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? You've been seeing the same prostitute every day for a while, then all of a sudden 4th of July comes up and it's like, oh, should I page her, or is she out doing something, and it's awkward? Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? It's not just me, right? This is a common occurrence, right?
What?
Should I page Carla, or should I
don't want to do whatever you're going to do and not talk about it here. No, I don't behave in that manner. I don't think most people in their right minds do.
I guess it's a first world problem.
Whatever. You go take care of it. I don't want to hear about it on here.
So anyway, across the culvert from Big Lots,
Huh?
in the parking lot of the abandoned store, which is recently reopened under the name of Little Lots, Don Jekyll Jr.'s Little Lots.
What?
He's having Don Jekyll Jr.'s Big Bang Blowout fireworks display between 7 and 11. Across the culvert from Big Lots, it's a Little Lots parking lot where Don Jekyll Jr. it's going to be all the pre-greeters going to be out there.
Ow!
He's going to be selling snake faces. All of Don, sort of the Don Jekyll Jr. empire is going to be represented over there in the Little Lots. And he's going to be kicking things off at Little Lots with the loudest, shriekingest, shrillest, bangingest, cacophonous fireworks display you ever had ringing your damn ears. So you're going to get over there. Starts at 7, stops sharp at 11 p.m.
What did I just tell you?
I don't know, Jackie, if Dr. Birdman has a permit.
I just said he's across it. He don't need a permit. He knows the owner of Big Lots.
Well, you don't get your permit from Big Lots. You get from the city, which is where Don Jekyll Jr. got his.
It is on their property. When he comes here, he don't need to go to no city. He asks me, can I do this in the parking lot? I'm friends with him. Yes, sir. Like I said, he'd be doing it here if it's just too much going on. I ain't got room for all that out here.
Well, if this is really going to cause pain and distress to Heartbird, you may want to try to move it back over here because...
I know. Because Dr. Birdman's a legitimate businessman, deals in exotic birds and theater, put on shows. Don Jekyll Jr. ain't nothing but a common crook, what he is. That's all that boy is. All he ever be. Rip people off.
How can you say the man behind Snake
He's
Faces?
done. It's Snake Heads. His daddy stole that merchandise from his daddy. He already put graders out of business.
Yep.
With whatever pre-graders he has.
Pre-graders was his business.
Wasn't his. It was something. He run them out of business. He's pitiful is what he is. Him and Dr. Birdman, I guess, going to have it out.
Look, I got nothing against Heartbird, if that's really Heartbird, because there's
Why
some
would
people
anybody have
speculate-
anything against a hurt animal? What kind
Heartbird.
of sick person hates sick animal unless you hunted it yourself and took it home to eat? Other than that,
Some people claim, I said I wasn't going to get into this, but I feel like it needs to be addressed since Jackie is attacking the honor of my sponsor. Some people claim that Heartbird was never captured and that Dr. Birdman and his henchman, whose name escapes me now, his helper, as Jackie would say, I call him a henchman.
He's a drifter fella. I can't remember Mike something.
Don't trust him.
Remember.
Don't trust him. He was like a carny.
He was somebody that needed work. Obama don't give him a job. Dr. Birdman cares more about people in this country that are out of work.
I will not
than he
begrudge
does.
you bringing this back around to Obama. Still, the rumors have it that Dr. Birdman never recaptured Heartbird, and instead they just built a mannequin or an animatronic device, or they stole something from an old Showbiz Pizza.
No.
Another rumor is that Dr. Birdman is keeping this bird sick because Dr. Birdman is making much more money displaying this injured animal for 6 months.
Keep an animal sick. That don't make any sense. It's just
Sonny Von Bulow.
What?
Didn't he feed her stuff and keep her sick on that bed in a coma?
I don't
or did
know
he just
what
kill
he
her?
did.
Somebody watch that movie and let me know what happened during the Von Bulow case so that I can throw it in Jackie's face.
A person is different than an animal. You try to keep an animal sick, and 10 times out of 10, you're probably going to kill it.
What about
trying to keep it sick, and why anybody would do that, it don't make no sense.
Maybe that's where that European super doctor, super vet.
When you go out hunting and you shoot that deer and you don't shoot it right, you don't let it sit there and suffer. It does until you get up close to it.
Throat.
Until you get up, you don't necessarily slit its throat per se. You can just,
shoot it in the head.
Shoot it in the head, kill it. You don't let it sit there and suffer.
Unless you want to put it on your wall. You don't want to blow its head off.
You don't want to, yeah.
So, a lot of rumors floating around about Dr. Birdman. Also,
ain't no
Jackie, what about zoos? How do they keep those animals from overpowering and eating the people that feed them? They keep them doped up. Everybody knows that.
Keep them animals. Those animals are depressed as it is because they're in there. They don't need no drugs.
Joan Embry has blow darts and pills stuck in hamburger pockets, all sorts of ways. I don't mean to slander Joan Embry. It's just everyone knows that's how zoos work. It's not just Joan Embry.
You can sit here and slander Joan Embry till the cows come home. I don't care. Dr. Birdman has a legitimate business, is a legitimate doctor for that matter, not for animals.
Not for animals.
Well, it's different between a vet and a person. And then, he don't do surgery per se. He's just a doctor, not a specialist in one particular area, but does have a doctor's license. So as far as I know, Dr. Birdman ain't ever been to jail. And Don Jekyll, that I know of, Jr., has been to jail at least 6 times. That's 6 times that I know of.
Well, there's also court-ordered rehab. I don't know if you count that as jail.
I don't know. He's a mess is what I'm saying. He's a criminal, and he's liable. Whatever he's doing is a ripoff. And he can't have it across the street because it has to be quiet. Like I said, to put out flyers. That's it.
You put out flyers asking people to be quiet. Don Jekyll Jr.
Well,
is standing up.
Most people are concerned with animals and care about nature and things nature. And especially on the day that is today's free, you celebrating freedom.
Well, that's what Don Jekyll Jr. is doing.
Ain't no better way to celebrate freedom than to say a bird dressed up like Bald Eagle land on George Washington.
Well, Don Jekyll Jr. feels the best way to celebrate freedom is with very loud fireworks. Not the kind you look at in the sky that blow up all pretty. These are all just cannons and big firecrackers, and they're going to light them off in trash cans. It's going to be 4 hours of this. He said, he went down to the state line where all the best fireworks, legal and illegal stores are. And he said, who's got the loudest? Who's got the loudest, ear-bleedingest?
Care where he went or how loud. He can't do it there. He's going to have to move it someplace else.
Well, it's his store, Little Lots.
What? It's an empty building.
Well, he's got plans for it.
Well, he can call it whatever he wants to. It don't make it what it is.
Plus, you want to get over there and meet all the pre-greeters in person.
Oh, hell.
I mean, where else you going to get the chance to do that? Well, pre-greeters, the business, I guess, but you don't get to see them out, not being followed by a police car.
Taking swings at you. Mad as you. What? Break a bottle and cut your throat.
Yes, they may. Well, everybody gets a little.
Oh, hell.
Has a little nip on the 4th of July to celebrate freedom.
All right, enough. It ain't nobody going to go down a bunch of noise. And
he's going to have all the snakeheads dressed up like the founding fathers.
It ain't snake faces. It's snake heads.
No, it's snake. It's snake. His is snake faces. His father's
snake heads. He stole it from snake heads. I saw them, the forefathers plus a marching band, the Revolutionary War marching band,
with
it on the flute. Yeah, the flute and the flag and the drum.
Yep,
both those from his daddy, Don Jekyll, at Snakeheads on the Square. He stole that and he's got putting it up there.
Well, he's made. I'd say he was inspired by it and made his own version. Although I did notice that those were gone out of the window, and the window was busted at his daddy's store. But that's coincidence as far as I'm concerned. And don't forget about his last business venture, 3 Sticks O' Candy.
That ain't
numeral 3 STIXO' can-D. Not 3 Sticks of Candy, the Coyote Rabbit store.
Well, we maybe say if
this is a lot. Look, Jackie, maybe we should just call a truce for a second here. Because I just realized this is really nonsense to anyone who has not listened to 75% of our podcasts over the last year. 3 Sticks of Candy is another business. Greeters, pre-greeters, the whole thing went on there.
Everything Don Jekyll Jr. does is a ripoff, period. That's all it is. He's a common thief.
7 weeks of snake faces and snake heads. There's a lot of history here. The Hurtbird saga, like already the name of his henchman has escaped us. There's a lot.
Jimmy, I think Jimmy is one. Jimmy.
Was it Jimmy? Somebody tell us.
It's Jimmy. I remember. It's Jimmy.
Jimmy the henchman.
Well, he's not a henchman. He's just a drifter. He come into town sometimes, need work. Dr. Birdman's kind enough to get to him. He'd get a cup of coffee sandwich.
Well, I'd have Dr. Birdman send Jimmy down to Best Buy and get some noise-canceling headphones and slip those over that Hurtbird's little bird ears.
All right.
Because there's going to be a bunch of noise.
That sounds like a bunch of illegal mess
right across the culvert.
Police get
he got
called.
A permit. He got his permit.
Well,
and then Little Lots is soon going to be full
nobody in the right mind's going to give a criminal a permit to do nothing. He got a record.
Well, this is America, Jackie. You'd be surprised.
Oh, hell.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, Ash, this is your old man Jackie Bro.
And this is young Buck Dunlap.
Oh, young Buck, hell. I'm getting older every minute.
Not me. I get younger and more virile.
You get bigger and bigger.
Nope, live.
Clothes don't hardly fit on you right anymore. Nope. Get some new clothes, big clothes that fit you right.
They may not fit me right, but it's because of all the muscles.
I'm not going to sit here enough.
Well, it's radio, Jackie, so I guess if a lady who was sexually attracted to my voice
What?
Wanted to find out what my body looked like. I guess she just have to send me a text.
Or she just get on computer to type in,
Well, you gotta
Dunlap Red
see it.
State update. She see big fat person.
Well, no, you can't tell what a person looks like. You can't tell what a statue looks like.
You
with
can
half
tell
of
that-
it covered up by cloth. You got to unveil it to see how horny it makes you.
What the hell are you talking about? Either statue, either fat or skinny. That's all. Don't matter what it unveils.
How many good fat statues are there?
Ain't enough of them. I'd like to see some more.
Fat statues are funny. Not like walking
Always
through a park.
soldiers and Napoleon, something like that.
Right.
There's some in Nashville.
Naked.
Naked? No. There ain't
There's
no
naked statues on Music Row.
But they ain't fat. They ain't
Roundabout.
talking about them.
I ain't too fat. I'd like to see just some fat ass motherfuckers just
Hey,
riding down the road. Look
watch
at
your
that. Oh man,
Watch your mouth.
I love seeing a fat statue. I mean, nothing cheers me up. I like them in the garden, like little garden gnome statues.
Some of them, the way they fat anyway, 'cause it's squatty sort like that.
I like them in the museum. If there was a fat statue museum, I'd be there every weekend laughing my ass off.
I don't know where fat statue is. I don't know. I don't think there's statue of Fonzie, statue of Rocky,
Statue Superman.
Superman,
All
them.
these people in great shape. Specimens of physical perfection.
Yeah, skinny.
I don't know who'd win in a fight between Superman, Fonzie, and Rocky.
Yeah, Superman would. He's stronger than.
Superman, heat
Yeah,
vision, all that stuff. Fly, drop them from a height.
Snap a neck.
But what about Rocky and Fonzie, though? Who'd win in that fight?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Fonzie hit that jukebox that come on, distract Rocky.
Uppercut.
Rocky took on the Fonzie took on the mafia. Remember?
One time, Fonzie took on everybody. He'd have to puff up and get in your face. Most people back down.
Were we not just talking about Fonzie and boxing last podcast?
Well, we were talking about Fonzie. I don't know about boxing. I don't remember.
Because Ralph Mouth.
You
and
know,
the
good
boxing.
things are things you talk about on a regular basis. People talk every day. Somewhere's talking about Rocky or Fonzie. That happens.
Every podcast has recurring themes.
I'm just talking about in the world right now. Somewhere right now in the United States, somebody's either watching or talking about Rocky or Fonzie.
Well, I'm sure in 1976, 77,
Or Superman, for that matter, too. Yeah, everybody likes Superman. Yeah.
lots of kids were asking who would win in a fight, Fonzie or Rocky. And I would say Fonzie got powers kind of like Superman, not to that extent.
Rocky ain't got no power. He
No,
he just take a beating. Fonzie snap his fingers, hit something. He's mystical, I guess, or what?
He has some mystical powers.
Something like that, yeah. More than Rocky. I never seen Rocky turn on the jukebox. You know, we had that robot. You had to turn it on.
That's science.
That's yeah. That's
Fonzie
something
more
He
magic.
went and bought it. He paid for money for it.
Yep. Somebody
That's when
made
Rocky
that.
was rich. Before he lost all his, he lost every dime. Rocky did. He didn't have nothing. He lost everything.
I'd love to spend this whole podcast talking about
I
Fonzie
don't know
and Rocky.
how Fonzie's doing, these days. But Rocky, he lost all his money, and then later opened up a restaurant, and still fought somebody else.
I didn't see the last Rocky. I don't know what the last Rocky movie is. How do they leave it, last Rocky?
We didn't see the last Rocky. Why wouldn't you see a Rocky movie? I was excited to hear they had one. I didn't know it was one. Somebody told me, did you see new Rocky? I said, no, because it'd been a while. He's old and had all that plastic surgery where he looked more like a monster. But Rocky looked, like a monster by the end of the movie anyway, every time, because he beat up so bad, his face bleeding and everything else. So, in the one before that, he lost all his money. Then he had, I guess, got on his feet well enough to at least open up an Italian restaurant. And then they still give him the fight. Old Rocky to fight.
Does he win?
Well,
Spoiler alert.
He don't win. I think they give it to the young fella But he still feels victorious because he don't go down. You hit Rocky over and over again. He ain't going down.
I would like to see an update on Fonzie's life, sort of like the
well,
Rocky
they did
movies.
it with Andy Griffith. They remember Loch Ness Monster or whatever in the pond. They could do it. I'd like them to do it not with Happy Days, but just Fonzie. I don't want to see all of them.
Was Fonzie on Happy Day? You don't care what happened to Potsy?
Some of them I don't give. I could care less what old Ralph Mouse doing. It don't make any
Ted
difference to
McGinley,
me.
you don't care what happened to his character?
If I just want to see Fonzie.
What happened to Fonzie on the last? I don't even know if he was on the last episode of Happy Days. If he stayed till the end, what was the last time America saw Fonzie? How was he doing? Does anybody out there know?
I'm sure he's doing okay. I don't know. You know what? Every last episode of shows, you get to cry and this and that, except for MASH. We talked about that. I ain't going to get into that again. But most every show at the last one, because everybody's sad you're never going to see him again, old Fonzie. But I can't remember that, and that's been so long. I don't remember seeing the last Happy Days. I don't know what happens. Chachi get mad? I don't know.
We can't mess around with this too long, Jackie. We have about 700. We got on Facebook and Twitter, and instead of just saying, hey, let's talk about Fonzie again, which we could have done, easily filled up 50 more minutes, we asked y'all, our partners.
You got on there and ask everybody on there on
We
computers?
said, hey, tell us what you want. Tell us what to talk about
Yeah, what I want.
on today's podcast. You got till 5 p.m. Tennessee time.
Yeah. He got on Twitters and books.
I got on the Twitter. We did not get a good response on Twitter.
Well, that's fine with me. I don't need a good response from another. I don't think anything good on the computer most of the time.
One guy. I would say we have devoted listeners on Twitter. I'd say their devotion possibly runs deeper than some of our Facebook followers. But on Facebook, we got about 70 responses, so we're going to mostly spend a lot of time on Facebook.
Oh, hell, I can't.
70? I don't know how many
Hey,
it is.
somebody told
50?
me you won't answer 70 questions. I'd get up, walk out the door.
Well, we're gonna book it. We're gonna move through this
just
fast.
yes
Jackie.
or no answers, whatever it is.
We're already
All right.
32 minutes into
All
this.
right, just do it.
Okay, here we go. Now, also, a quick preface: we have not kept up with the news or done any research on this, so we may not know what you're talking about. So we're gonna move through it fast. We're gonna give you the hard spun wisdom.
Do it. Just you sitting there wasting time running your mouth. Just what they want.
Well, Rebecca Moser,
Yeah.
the Southern Border Invasion. If anybody can put a good funny spin on it, it will be y'all. Thank you, Rebecca, for the vote of confidence. Go.
Well, a helicopter come over.
I guess she's talking about Mexico helicopter fired on some Border Patrol agents, which I guess today they're saying Mexico's denying that.
They said they didn't do it. I wasn't there. I can't say. I don't know why Mexico would want to start something with us. I guess they know Obama won't do nothing is why.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, yeah. He'll just say that. Well, I guess Mexico going to sue that at every now and then, I guess. Move on.
Bow.
Yeah. He bowed to. Wasn't that one of the leaders? The King of Mexico, Prince of Mexico bowed right to him.
Again, we haven't done any research on this, so we're just going to. Thomas Tate wants to know the effect Smokey and the Bandit had on American film and foreign policy.
Huh.
Well, there was Carter's El Diablo sandwich doctrine.
Jimmy Carter did that? I don't remember.
The El Diablo sandwich doctrine, which did not fare too well. You don't hear a lot about it, but it got about 7,000 American servicemen murdered.
Yeah, sounds about like him, yeah. Well, he ought not have had it, and he ought not name it after somebody's favorite food either.
Can you has anyone in this country made an El Diablo sandwich? Is that a food you can go to a restaurant somewhere and order?
Why, sure it is.
Somebody send us a link on that. Also, we should notice that a couple people send us some Hawaiian cowboy music.
Thank you for that. I like some of that. Yeah,
Told
I
us
like it. It's something you didn't think you would sound good, but yeah.
Also, there is a lot. They were telling us there's cows in Hawaii. There's Hawaiian cowboys.
They sent a few Muslim country artists. Wasn't too bad either. Pretty good.
Yeah, we've had a lot. We're learning a lot.
I want to thank y'all for, you probably teaching us more than we are you. I'll say that.
I can guarantee you on this, we're going to learn a lot about the news this week. Or
Smokey and the Bandit's a good movie as far as, just something good to watch, put on. Everybody in it's good, except I don't like Sally Fields, but she keeps it to, a low level in that one.
You don't like it when she turns it up?
Whatever. I wouldn't see a whole movie just Sally Fields, what I'm saying.
Are there a lot of movies that's just Sally Field? It's still Magnolias.
No, she got Dolly Parton in that one. She got a bunch of people in that one.
Always part of an ensemble. That's when she's best.
Yeah. I'll tolerate her in small doses, is what I'm saying. I can't just have a whole, what is that? The Places in the Heart come on cable. And I like the old things, Dust Bowl things. Lord, just.
You hate Sally Field.
I just don't care for her.
See, I'm learning a lot about Jackie. Rebecca Moser's back, wants to know Apache and Chinook helicopters and why the names are racist.
Well, I guess everything by the Indian now is racist.
Well, Jackie, what if they named a helicopter the Jackie without asking you? And they were like,
I'd be honored. Me personally, I'd be like that. Well, I'd be, if you used it in the war and won, I would be proud, be affiliated with America. Now, I understand the Indian probably is not as proud to be affiliated with America because America wiped most of them out. Just about all of them, I'd say.
This is the same military that did murder a lot of
They killed them, but that's, I ain't saying that's good, bad. Well, it's bad. Yeah.
You could probably say it's bad.
Well, the country is what it is now, and then, slavery's bad too and all this stuff.
Oh,
we
man.
go down the whole list if you want to.
Thanks a lot, Rebecca.
Well, see, I'm trying to answer, but myself, would be proud to be affiliated with anything in the military, whereas, it'd be like a Japanese being affiliated, if you call something in Japan atomic bomb or something, right? Something like that.
Sure. I don't know if I want to wade into this one.
Well, I'm just saying the Indians, Native Americans, Indians, John Wayne movie is what they call them, Indians, Cherokee, this or that. He did at least, they're all different kinds of Indians, first off. It ain't you say Native Americans even the right way. There's how many different kinds? All sorts of them. The difference, they fought themselves. They didn't like each other sometimes. But just like everybody else, But anyway, they don't like it. Period.
Adam Dunn says, Aunt TT finally got me my G.I. Joe lunchbox. Also, she told me Jackie is her cousin.
Huh.
I don't know. That's weird to hate your family like that. Well, thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. I guess Adam Dunn is saying that TT Slot is his aunt, and gave him a lunchbox, which is great.
Oh, hell, that's fine.
I don't know if it's an actual G.I. Joe lunchbox or if that's some sort of sex act, but
well, all right. I don't need to.
She's not doing that anymore, so I'm going to assume it's just a lunchbox. Plus, it's his aunt. This ain't Game of Thrones, so we're just going to say that's nice that she gave her nephew.
What that got to do with me hating somebody?
Well, Adam Dunn is saying that TT Slot claims you are related to her.
Well, she claims a lot of things. That ain't one of them. I tell you that.
So you're calling Adam Dunn a liar?
I ain't calling him a liar. Saying TT Slot said she related to me. She's lying bald face to him.
Phil Rayleigh says, I'd like to hear about the history of Jackie's store. People want in-depth think pieces in the 20 minutes we have left.
Wow.
Phil Rayleigh wants to know, who did you buy the store from, Jackie? What kind of video games you had there during the 80s?
Didn't buy it from nobody. I had a plot of land here, and it used to be a hardware store. Yeah, of course, this back in the, I guess, 60s, wasn't it? Hell.
Yeah, you pretty much had, I think when I was early 70s. When I
was it TSC store? What was it? I'm trying to remember. You weren't alive back then. Why am I asking you? It was something. It was hardware store or something like that. Closed down. Didn't do what bad part of town business. Whatever. People said don't get that store. that don't make that that's too far out. Ain't nothing out there around you. Well, I didn't listen to him. Went ahead and opened my store up. I'll sit and talk about this another hour or two.
Well, he's got a lot more questions.
Well, listen here. I can't remember the name that run the hardware store. It's been so long ago in the 60s. I saved up money and got that from him. And sure enough, everybody's right. At first, it didn't do too good. And then, how towns, Murphy Brothers, another business opened up down here, another business opened up there, and everybody get off for lunch, come in here. I always hungry for some good barbecue, and that's what's kept me running. They enjoy a beer and get this and that, on the way to and from work.
Phil, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all your questions on here. But Jackie, let me just read off to you all his questions about your store. Who you bought it from, what kind of video games you had there during the 80s.
Oh, somebody tried to put 2 or 3 of them in just a pinball, made too much racket. I ain't having none of that in the store, no. I didn't want pinball machine in there, let alone bleep, blop, bleep. I wasn't going to have none of that going on in the corner.
How do you usually deal with shoplifters?
Well, if you catch them, make them give back, call the police. Or if they're young enough, you don't want to call police on them. You just try to scare them. You say, I ever see you again, and get a hold, you get right in the face.
But damn, remember when you'd lock them in the damn cooler.
Well, teach them a lesson. I don't know how many times to lock you in there as a young'un. You'd kept getting Clark bar over and over again. I said, you better not get another damn Clark bar. You 7, 8 years old, 10, something like that. I'd lock you back in there and get you cold and make you think twice about stealing from me again. But nowadays can't do that. Nowadays can't lock a young'un up.
You cannot lock a child in a cooler in your store. You can't do it.
Teach lessons like we did back in.
No, you can't. You can't.
Kids just steal whatever they want, I guess.
Plus, you locked me in the cooler. That's where I started drinking beer.
Well, I didn't think about that.
No, you didn't think it through, did you?
Well, I guess not. You ain't going to blame it on me how much you drink, though.
Who mops your floors?
Had different people. Mr. Tandle do it sometimes. I do it. You do it sometimes. If you drink too many beer, I'll make your ass.
Off a beer. He's had shoplifters mop a floor. I've
done that too. Yeah, I caught one for you. Yeah, you mop all these damn floors first, because I want to help.
And then
people.
He calls the police.
Now, see, when the homeless person comes up here and asks for something to eat or this or that, a family or whatever, woman got kids, please say this or that, and I said, well, go out there, clean the parking lot, come in here and mop the floor, do this, do that, and I'll make you a bologna sandwich or whatever. I'll do that for them. But if you just come in here and try to steal it,
in the cooler you go.
Well, or mop, you'll end up working it off one way or the other. Or like I said, just scare you, just get in your face.
He does do that.
Yeah.
Threats.
It don't happen that much, as far as I know. It's not, it's not like people stealing every day. Besides you, I know you steal. Besides you, it ain't like a common occurrence. Most people around here got, respect, and I know just about everybody come in here now.
Folks, I got to tell you something. Jackie, I hate to tell it to you here on the podcast, but do you know what kids call your store? You know what the kids call your store?
Kids?
They call it FYPs.
FYPs?
Fill your pockets.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, they go, that old man don't know what's going on half the time. Well. And they just come in here and they steal.
I know more than I think. Plus, at this point, the store really ain't got nothing in a kid would want. It ain't nothing in here.
No, it's mostly zero bars.
They want salt, pepper, something like that, can of tuna, and, some soups. There's, semi-groceries, as I call them.
Yeah, they are semi-groceries. He has a section of semi-groceries.
Old Vienna sausage, a bunch of cans of that. That ain't nothing, no.
But you keep.
There's a few zero bars in there, yeah, but kids, yeah.
But you keep some snack cakes and you keep some.
That Hostess shit, do that.
Little Debbie's?
Donuts and stuff. A lot of little Debbie's.
People come in here when they want their lunch. They're going to get a barbecue sandwich. They're going to get a Sundrop. They're going to get a little Debbie.
Well, yeah.
So kids know if they want a nutty bar.
There ain't no way to come by it. I ain't going to steal nothing. I better not catch you.
He's got more questions.
What?
How many times has the coroner had to stop by and pull a drunk out of a car parked next to the dumpster?
No, none that I know of.
But again, Jackie's not
I
really
can remember.
paying as much attention as he. Did Grandpa Jones actually visit the store, or was it a Grandpa Jones impersonator?
Well, Grandpa Jones, I got his picture up in there. I think he come in there one time. His picture's still up in there.
It's faded though; it's hard to tell who it is. Starting to look like Dennis Weaver.
Yeah.
In a hat. So
But he was
not
famous,
100%
got his
sure.
autograph.
Did you ever have any wrestling cards out in the parking lot?
Wrestling, what?
Like you had people come through, local wrestlers ever put on a show out in your parking lot?
Not put on show, but come in the store, stop in and get,
You ever ask them to hit each other in the head?
No, I don't ask. It's like they ain't at work. I don't make you, if I called them stealing, perhaps I'd say you got to put on a match or whatever to pay off that. But
Oh, that'd be great.
Well,
I hope some wrestlers come
they
in.
ain't got to steal. They pay for it. Wrestlers, most of them good people as far as I know.
But you're open to putting on a local wrestling. Maybe I need to be
I
a
don't
local wrestling promoter.
There's only so many people I let do things in the parking lot. Don't start all this. Dr. Birdman, when it's small enough for an event, glad to have it here. That's just when it's showing Hurt Bird. He's welcome to that. Nothing else. I don't want to get in the habit of nothing like that now at my age. I ain't gonna put up with that. No.
Listen, I think there are some independent or some local wrestlers, some wrestlers just starting out that might actually listen to this podcast. Speak up. Let us know. Do you want to join the Red State Update Wrestling League? We're going to put the shows on out here.
No,
at
not
Jackie's
here.
Parking lot.
You put it on somewhere else. That's fine. I like wrestling fine, but not here. No, people need to park here. Come in to the store.
Any wrestlers want to do, I don't know, how they do that dangerous wrestling where they're falling onto tables and stuff. Is there any parking lot wrestling where you like throwing people, you're fighting in the back of a pickup, then you throw them onto a Fiat?
That sounds like you watch an episode of old Fall Guy or something like that.
Hell yeah, Fall Guy Wrestling
Fall
League.
Guy wrestling, yeah. I liked him. He was good.
So any wrestlers out there, we'd love to hear from y'all if you want us to if you want.
No, not here. You can do it somewhere else. That's fine.
Here in the, or if you just want us, maybe if you want to be a sponsor of our show, you want us to talk about Randall Slapface Hiccup, best wrestler in the Mid-South.
Are you making that up? I don't know who.
If any wrestler, if you want us to plug you on here, we'll do it for free. Get in touch with us. We will plug you. We're gonna have wrestling sponsors.
You gotta find out people. Everybody just gonna say they a wrestler.
No, you gotta send
certification.
a clip of you in a match. And then and if we approve, if we're like, okay, he's up to snuff, or she's up to snuff.
We got ways of finding out too. I'll say that. I ain't gonna say how. I got someone that'll look in. That'll find out. Make sure you ain't pulling one over. But I like wrestling. I want to support local wrestling all over. That needs to stay going.
Yeah. So let us know. Let us hear from you. I'm just curious if any wrestlers listen to us. Wait, we got one more. This is still from Phil. Phil Rayleigh had a lot of questions.
All right, how many?
How about traveling carnivals?
What does that mean?
In your parking lot?
No, I just went through that. No.
Okay, thank you, Phil.
Now, there's sometimes where Birdman had a ride, you'd be on or something like that, but nothing fancy. It wasn't nothing big.
No fancy carnivals.
No.
Ike LaPrade, I don't know. Says there was drag queens in my hometown last night, and they made more money than me. Drag queens in my hometown last night, they made more money than me. If it wasn't so funny, I'd be upset. Northeast Georgia, what are you coming to? And there's a picture here of what appears to be an elderly lady giving a drag queen some money.
What? Drag queen?
So I don't know. I like the fact that what he's mad about is that drag queens are making more money than him. So,
well, he ought to get in that business, I guess. I don't know
if we based everything on just being mad about money, well, then I guess we'd be Occupy Wall Street.
If you want to know how many wrestlers, how many drag queens listen on
How many drag queens do we have out in the audience? Let's represent. Let's do a hee-haw, stand up from the cornfield, salute your hometown.
Drag queen, that's when a man dress up like woman, right?
Yes.
Right.
But we're not talking about transgendered. We're talking about
when you put on the show, you go do. They had one in Nashville one time, and a fella come in here, it looked just like Dolly Parton. I could have swore, and no, he's a man. Looked like dress up, looked just like her. You know,
did you get his picture to go on the wall next to Grandpa Jones?
Well, no.
Phil Rayleigh is back. Would Star Wars have been a better film if Johnny Cash had written it?
Anything good Johnny Cash wrote. Anything good. He wouldn't write that, but that's a silly question.
He got drunk enough, he would have.
Well, he did crazy drugs back in the 60s. Who knows what he could have wrote space this, all that.
He'd have been a better Han Solo.
He has some what you call concept albums. That's the right term, where the whole album tell a story.
Sure.
He had a Bible. Of course, he didn't write that. He did a movie Bible where he told the Bibles, all that. He worked the Bible in a lot, whatever he could, like you should do, But he'd sing a whole album about stuff, as far as I know, no astronaut space or anything like that. It'd be like Space Cowboys if he did. That's good, Clint Eastwood.
Oh, he would have been a great addition to the cast of Space Cowboys.
Who is James Garner? Oh, Tommy Lee Jones and Weird Man.
Clint Eastwood, Johnny Cash, underrated actor. We could sit on here and talk about that movie where you don't know how to read.
That's a good one. I wish there's some clips of that on.
Clip of the week.
Send us Johnny Cash not being able to read when he's playing that fella. He's ashamed, bless his heart.
Rebecca Moser is back. Why Americans don't care about the World Cup. Now, Ann Coulter made some waves this week. I guess World Cup is going on. And she was saying stuff that sounded like she just watched a couple of our old videos and wrote down a few lines. Yeah. Oh, Americans shouldn't care what's happening in this country. Why do Americans care about the World Cup? No American whose grandparents were born here care about the World Cup.
That, yeah. That's around the world they watch it more than they do here.
But I guess America really is getting more and more popular, World Cup.
Well, here's the thing. Wasn't America, I ain't going to watch it now. I don't care about soccer. But wasn't they doing good? Like the team was doing good.
Still in. I think next we play Belgium.
Well,
don't we have a video about Belgium?
That's where Belgium took over Budweiser.
Shit. We got to get that up, too.
It remind me how old I am.
If you make 500 videos over the years, you're going to talk about a lot of different things.
Hell, I can't keep up with what we talk about on this thing.
Somebody needs to update our damn Wikipedia page so that we can consult it every time we talk about our sponsors, because there's a lot. You live in a town, there's a lot of people, you know their stories, you know their history, but you get confused on some details like what was the name of Dr. Birdman's henchman? I mean, how am I supposed to remember, every one of these? I would like to see
Jimmy was his name.
Jimmy was his name.
It just took me a while to remember.
Remembered, yeah.
There was another fella who used to come in. I can't remember his name. Jimmy was the one when they tried to catch him, hurt him real bad.
Yeah, allegedly.
No, they did. They hurt him. That when they caught him,
if he was
in while he was being captured, in the process of capturing him, it was a net and a hook and all this. He got hurt. They didn't mean it was accident.
Right. He could actually be dead. He could still be roaming.
No.
Allegedly hurt him. No. Al Moore. Mrs. Tyndall, spelled it a few different ways, just to make sure he was right.
I don't know how she spelled it, really.
Well, you give her a check. You pay her. Cash.
What she does.
Under the table.
No, it ain't
when
under
Obama's IRS finds out about that, Jackie, you're going down.
No, it ain't. Well, yeah, you talk about that right. It ain't always, that's her and I got away with that. She been coming in there for years.
So Al Moore says, Miss Tyndall, what with cake, spaghetti, and counting the times she goes down into the basement, I think she's kind of sweet on Jackie. Gross.
Oh, no, she ain't sweet on me. No, that woman ain't sweet on nobody, as far as I know.
Well, you don't know the mysteries of the female heart, Jackie.
I don't want no mystery of the female heart. I'm a mad man, that's the end of it, but she don't ever act like she knows nothing like that. She brings a cake down like, I'm sure, like when we do the 100th one of these, she'll bring cake down, that sort of thing, but she don't.
Last time she brought down, said she got the recipe from her niece. Said it was Jell-O shots, but there wasn't any alcohol in it.
Yeah, so just Jell-O sort of.
Just little cups of Jell-O.
I like Jell-O.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
But I was like, we're going to party, I guess, Miss Tyndall. But no.
Just yellow, little
Little Jello cups.
Yeah, like you buy in the store, same thing. Yeah.
Jamie Austin, we're going to have to do speed round, Jackie.
All
Let's
right,
do
I'm
speed
tired.
round.
You
We're
gonna be
54
here-
minutes into it. These things always take, we get more and more every time we do these.
Well, just get through it and let me get
All
done.
right, hell.
Answer questions.
Jamie Austin Frierson, squirrel hunting.
Yeah, that's good. I used to.
Squirrel hunting, go.
Well, back in when you was young, you learn how to shoot your little BB gun, rifle, this, that, but you ate it. You ate your squirrel meat. You didn't just leave it there rotten,
You saying you only shot squirrel, you didn't go squirrel hunting as a grown man, you saying children.
I
have to do
did
it.
as when younger. I hadn't gone squirrel hunting in years. That's why I'm saying men do it. Sure, let them. If you're gonna eat the meat, that's fine.
Did you ever eat squirrel brains?
I don't think I ate the brains of it. No, there ain't a
Scramble
whole
it
lot
up.
of meat on it, but there's some meat on it. Yeah, it's like rabbit, something like rabbit ain't got a whole lot on it, but it's good when you eat it. Yeah, but if you're gonna go out and just shoot them just to shoot them, you need to eat the meat or at least bury it.
Yeah, bury it,
Yeah.
definitely. Or let other, then maybe you're denying nature. I mean, if a squirrel dies, something else is going to eat it. Crow,
Pick at it, yeah.
coyote,
Dog come around and eat that, yeah.
dog, maybe another squirrel.
But
gone
also
crazy.
in the ground helps fertilize. Anyway, that's enough.
Oh,
Squirrel
right.
hunting's good.
We spent too much
Good
time on squirrel hunting.
Lord.
Hike Mike says, America, what happened?
Obama, I guess.
Phil Rayleigh says, Phil Rayleigh again. If you
And
could
I don't guess. Obama. That's what happened. I won't go back and answer that correctly.
Slowing us down, Jackie.
Well, go on then.
Phil Rayleigh, if you could resurrect one of the following, who would it be? Jerry Reed, Jim Varney, or George Goober Lindsay?
Well, one of them being a musician cancels out the other two. Both them funny men. So, Jerry Reed. He's the one that's different out of that bunch. If I had to pick, I'd pick him, listen to guitar singing. He's funny, too, but he had an extra talent. Neither of them
Right.
ever,
Ernest or Goober.
They didn't play. They weren't musically inclined, as far as I know.
No, but Jerry Reed could have done
He's funny and plays
Ernest or
guitar.
Goober.
He do.
No
both.
offense. Jerry Reed would
They're
have brought
all-
something different to Ernest or Goober, but he was an actor as well. Funny, Smokey and the Bandit, and also the songs and the guitar playing.
Well,
Rodney Hatfield says a Mexican helicopter with soldiers inside crossed the border and opened fire on Border Patrol agents. Yeah, we're not clear. Mexico says it's not happening. We haven't looked at it today. Rodney, let's hope this isn't the beginning of it. We hope it ain't all going down.
I don't.
Because I don't want war with Mexico. Because I don't want to have to call tacos Freedom Tacos or whatever the hell.
Change the name, everything. We made of France, all that stuff.
I eat
yeah.
a lot of Mexican food.
Well, everybody does. Guess, yeah.
Jeffrey Thames says, let's push Jackie Buttons little, shall we?
Buttons.
Michigan GOP candidate, ignore my arrest for publicly masturbating in other
right.
people's cars. All right, I heard about this story, Jackie.
No, I don't want to hear. There was one Republican. They say they're Republican, and I think everybody just wants to be like it's the Tea Party because it's new and for no other reason because it's new. They don't vet the people as much. Don't look into history. So you could just anybody come out willy-nilly, I'm Tea Party, I'm this, I'm that, and they get elected before you know it. And then you find this stuff out. So I'm glad they caught this fella beforehand.
We need to vet these people better.
If I understand you want to applaud when somebody says Obama is wrong and, America needs to be good again.
But anybody can see that, even people who masturbate in other people's cars.
All right, I don't want to hear about it.
So just because you get up there and say Obama is wrong, all that means is you've been awake for the past 6 years.
There was another one. There's one somewhere Republican and at nighttime dress up like a monster. Vampire or something. I
Right.
don't.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
you can't be a monster and in a Tea Party. Can't or dress up, if you're going to dress up, George Washington, Paul Revere, Betsy Ross.
There's a lot of options.
There's a list, but you can't dress up like a monster and run a Tea Party.
No. Maybe if you were like, I'm Zombie, Benjamin Franklin, Halloween. No.
No. Halloween, that's different.
What
Everybody
about
does it.
I'm Elvira, Betsy Ross, making my flag, look at my tits? No.
Hey, I don't want to have enough. Next question.
Rodney Hatfield, the Navy is requiring its personnel in Bahrain to follow Sharia law and cover up during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan.
Huh?
There's no source on this. I haven't heard about this.
What
Rodney,
is it?
I'm going to take. Rodney's got a couple here. I think we can group these together.
I don't understand.
Rodney Hatfield says the Navy is requiring its personnel in Bahrain to follow Sharia law. Says the Navy is requiring its personnel to follow Sharia law and cover up during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. He also follows that up with a question that says Egyptian foreign. It's not a question, just a statement. Unsourced. Egyptian Foreign Minister Ahmed Abdul, how do you say his name? Geet?
I don't know.
Say, it can't be Geet. That sounds like somebody around here. Here come old Geet. Ain't he president of Egypt now? I had a cousin named Geet. That's the first.
That's a common, nickname.
Down here, around here. That's the first grown man's penis I ever seen because we had a family reunion.
Enough.
And
Why do you got to
Daddy, I remember it. We had a family reunion, and at the park, they had one of them things in the men's room. Just one of them big old.
Are you telling this story?
One of them big old things everybody has to pay into at the same time, and you get to see. And plus, if you a kid, you just at the height. I thought, oh, that's what I got to look forward to.
All right, enough.
He's dead now.
As we supposed to be in a hurry, and you just
go to that funeral, and all you're thinking about is, I remember what his dick looked like.
All right, enough.
Cousin Geet, throat cancer.
What was
Obama told me foreign minister, not president of Egypt, Egyptian foreign minister said Obama told me he is still a Muslim who supports the Muslim agenda. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard about either of these stories, but maybe we're just listening to the damn liberal media.
Could be. I don't know. At this point, I don't put nothing past him, is all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm telling you, these are scary times. If you do believe he's, a Muslim born in a different country and come over here to wreck America and mess everything up, then now's the time to be scared. Yeah, I say that. Yeah, if you believe that, yeah. Or he's an idiot.
Why would you tell anybody that, though? Just like, hey, I guess if you're like president of Egypt, like, look, I can tell you this.
If it's on
Egyptian foreign minister.
He bowed to Prince of Mexico. He's liable to tell anything, whether he is or not.
I like it. We're just getting our news from our people on Facebook. So, now again, folks, I don't want to say that, these are our longtime fans. I believe Rodney Hatfield, longtime fan. So if you can't believe our Facebook friends, who else can you believe? Phil Rayleigh is back again.
Right.
Is there any real difference between a violin and a fiddle when it comes right down to it?
Hey, how you play it, I guess, the sound come out of it.
Which one I'd rather listen to?
Fiddle is what I like. That's what Devil down in Georgia, golden fiddle, isn't it?
Well, if you go up to Charlie Daniels and say, what do you play, fiddle or violin? When you get his answer, that's the one we like the best.
That's it. Go get on his Twitters.
Yeah, get on Charlie Daniels' Twitter and ask him what the difference
Everybody
is.
Get on
See
and
if he don't tear you a new asshole. Everybody get on Charlie Daniels' Twitter and ask him what the difference between a violin and a fiddle is.
Just ask him what he plays.
And ask him also about this, if Obama told the Egyptian foreign minister that he was a Muslim.
I hadn't heard that. I'm not saying.
He would be up on it.
He would know about it. Yeah, he keeps up with it. But
I'd like to do a three-way Skype where it's like you, me, and Charlie Daniels, and we answer our fans' questions.
Skypes.
Rebecca Moser says, "How's Jackie feeling? All better?"
Very much pinched nose still hurt me. Basically, let me tell you, just the older you get, the sicker you get, and then you die. That's it. So I'm up there,
just waiting to go.
Well,
we're all waiting for it. Al Moore says, Peach Cobbra guy, does he cater?
No.
Hey,
you got to go.
You ask him that, you see what?
Oh, good Lord! I'd like to see you go in there and ask him anything.
You going? Why the hell would I? Oh, I can't
cuss
even imagine.
You for next to
your mama and your family.
It just, but it's delicious.
So mad.
It's the best tasting. It's like getting a reward. It's the worst thing happened to you in the world, followed by the best thing happened to you in the world.
John Holliday wants to know, is Gentleman Jim's 2 better than Longhorn's Dance Parlor for a good time? Now, what do you mean by a good time, John? Yes.
Well, you go Longhorns, old ladies trying to meet the men, what they do at the Longhorns, and that's reading the fights break out. It don't smell like Gentleman Jim's 2. That's one thing. It ain't
because they got the deodorants, the deodorizers, and the
bathroom stuff. Gentleman Jim's 2 smell like,
Gentleman Jim's 2. A fight is gonna come because it's all men and they get drunk.
It's not always all men. You take some date there. You can,
I would take a
you
date
can play
there.
some pool or listen to some jukebox. But it's drinking is what you're there for. Yeah.
Yeah, just drunk men fighting.
Well, no, like I said, it's.
Or drunk women fighting.
Well, there you go.
Dan Cummings says, another shout-out to your friends and neighbors in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee, folks. They got an aquarium there.
Yeah.
They get internet. It's real fast.
That's what they're saying, yeah. I don't know what it means, but good for them.
I'd never get to Chattanooga that much.
It's been a while for me.
Yeah.
Well, Lookout Mountain. And there.
The mountain.
Lookout
you gotta go
Mountain.
up on that mountain.
Yeah. That's good.
Sort of like McMinnville with a fish tank.
Yeah, big one. Big one, yeah.
We need to get down there. We'd like to go. We need to get down to Chattanooga. We don't get to go there very often. No reason to, really, but...
I'd like to go down there. The aquarium you're talking about, George Bush Library, which we still want to do. Hope y'all asking them. But ask Chattanooga Aquarium if we can come down there and do one of these.
Yeah,
I'd sit there. I'd be trying to describe all fish. I get distracted by fish. Fish distract me. I wouldn't be able to do this. Never mind, because I'd be looking at all the fish. Look at that one, all yellow. That look like a, this, that.
Yeah, you're like a cat. See a fish swim by, a bird out the window. Like, what do you reckon that is? Mockingbird?
Well, it depends on what it sounds like, yeah.
Ben Carson audited by IRS after he gave speech that offended Obama. Now, I heard about this, Dr. Ben Carson. Dr. Ben Carson said that it's like, I never had any trouble with the IRS before. It's just
now
funny.
it gets you involved
Right.
with this. You try to say that that's an old IRS scandal where a computer disappeared.
Right. So that's a little strange. I bet that's the one that's got get Dr. Ben Carson in the email.
I bet that
was the
it
computer.
disappeared because that computer had all in it terrible things about Dr. Ben Carson, make Obama mad.
Also, Get Dr. Ben Carson is a good name of a movie. I'd watch that show. Him as like a secret agent. Get Dr. Ben Carson.
Oh, I just want to see him. I'd like to see him like Trapper John M.D., just him be a doctor, help people.
I'd like secret agent who's also a doctor and can help people.
All right,
maybe
fine.
operate
Next.
out in their field.
Go on.
Any new Coley's products? Asks Jeffrey Thames.
There's always new chips and different flavors. So was it? It was watermelon flavored chips that you thought wouldn't be good, but delicious.
For the 4th of July, yeah. Jeffrey
They
here
did
says
strawberry, watermelon, and
ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
And they were all pretty good.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't think it'd be good, but it's good chips.
Sweet and salty. And they were, this is the weird part, was they were a little soggy, which I usually don't like. But we found out with wet breads, I think Coley's getting close to cracking that wet bread secret because the watermelon chips.
You can't get it too wet in there. They were juicy like fruit snack or something, but then it gets all over the Bible page. It ain't gonna be like wet bread. You ain't gonna get the Bible wet.
But they're not crisp. It's more like
it's chewier
chips.
Yeah.
It's not wet, but there is like you let some chips fall into the watermelon juice.
It tastes good though, but it wasn't wet like I said. You can't
not
get
sopping wet.
You can't have a Bible page all wet. Can't do it.
That was my grandmother used to get so mad about that. She's like, "Don't you get that Bible wet?" Said a drink on the Bible and the condensation. Like, you getting the Bible wet?
Yeah, not get it wet.
We don't worship the sea gods.
Don't take it out to the swimming pool. If you want to go to the beach, kick back on the sand, then that's something different. Read the Bible.
Sand goes with the Bible. That's where it was written, the lands of sand.
That's what it reminds you of it, yeah.
But wet, no. I mean, I guess it depends if you're reading like Jesus gets out, walks on the water, or when they all got scared.
I know it gets in the whale. There's stories about wet in it, but if you get it wet, it's wrong. Don't get the Bible wet. There's a lot of stories in it. This wet, that wet. There wasn't enough wine. I mean, don't spill nothing on the Bible. Just, put it. Most men, if you go to church right, you have a Bible cover. You put it in, you zip your Bible cover up.
That's the best. Keep it zipped up unless you absolutely have to keep it to unzip it, like to stick a wedding photo in there or something.
Yeah.
So we're an hour and 10 minutes into this, Jackie.
All right.
Okay, we're going to have to do speed round.
Speed round. Do it. Just ask a question.
Phil Rayleigh says, did you support PETA's humane deer hunting, catch, and release petition for the state of Tennessee last fall?
I don't accept nothing from PETA.
Jess N. Matt Martin says, hot Tennessee weather, big smoke.
Yeah, it gets warm, yeah. Big what? Smoke.
Clem Brown says, I'll give you a topic. Barack Hussein Obama II's daddy was a Sunni, but their middle name of Hussein is typically Shiite. Talk amongst yourselves. You just blew our minds, Clem.
That's too much. I can't handle it.
That is some shoddy Manchurian candidate.
That's him playing both sides. Him just controlling everything.
Bowing to both sides.
Both sides, yeah. Well, I'd give me something to think about. I don't want to, but now I'm on to, yeah.
Rodney Hatfield back. Wind farms that kill bald eagles are now protected from prosecution. This is absolutely true. I'll back Rodney Hatfield up here. You can kill a bunch of eagles with your windmills, but don't go out and try to shoot one and eat it.
Well, the eagle,
they will come and get you. But if you own a wind farm for Obama, let's protect the environment after we behead all the bald eagles. Sounds like Sharia law to me, at least it's when it comes to eagles. What is it about beheading that is so appealing?
I don't know. It's got it in the blood. I don't understand. It's pitiful.
Racist. Joseph Noble says, Meshach Taylor died. That's true and sad. Designing women, having to deal with Delta Burke day in, day out.
Yeah, Design Women's a good show, yeah.
Rob Huddleston says, obviously we want your World Cup reactions. You been watching any, Jackie?
Hell no.
Joseph Noble says Transformers had a $300 million weekend. Is that true?
I don't know, man. Sound like a Transformer. Everybody love car, robot. Everybody love that. Yeah.
Before, I will say that whoever had the idea for Transformers is genius. Because if you're like, everybody loves car and everybody loves robot.
Yeah.
My first thought would be, well, let's make a movie about a robot that drives a car.
No, they smarter than that. They're smarter than you.
Smarter than that. That's why I don't work in Hollywood.
Turn into it. Car drive by itself. Everybody likes that too. Number one. Everybody like Herbie and Christine. Scary. That one is mean. One's good. One's bad. They never put them together in one. But everybody like a car drive by itself. First off,
Google making them cars.
My mother the car. Remember that?
My mother the car. Did she? She did drive. She taught.
I think you go all by herself. Sometimes he didn't have to.
Well, they say they're going to have them self-driving cars now. Now's the perfect time for us to do our Christine remake.
I don't want to have nothing to do. Scare me to death. A car come run over me. Right by itself, anyway.
Rodney Hatfield says Eli Tuco Wallach died.
Huh?
Eli Wallach.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, he lived a good, long life. What are you, 90-something years old, 98 years old, I think.
Yeah, you get up that age.
Yeah, he's
probably glad.
He's good and stuff, yeah.
He's real good.
I like him, yeah.
And here's the opposite of Eli Wallach. Joseph Noble says Shia LaBeouf.
Who?
Sent DVD of Cabaret by Liza Minnelli's rep.
What?
It looks like Shia LaBeouf will be able to see how Cabaret ends after all.
Oh, LaBeouf, you told me that 4 or 5 times.
He got kicked out of
well, that's Indiana Jones' boy. Little Indiana Jones.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's who, because I never would say LaBeouf all the time. I don't know what it is. It's finally sinking in. Indiana Jones, Little Indiana Jones' boy.
Mutt.
Yeah.
Is that his name, Mutt, in Indiana Jones?
I guess. I don't know what to call him. It's hard enough I remember LaBeouf means Indiana Jones' boy. I don't know what his name is in the damn movie.
Okay, we're going to go super speed round here. Heather Hall. I'd love to know if Jackie's fridge is still spick and span. I'm afraid he might be a hoarder.
Well, sometimes, it gets bad. You got to clean it out. That's all it is to it. So I guess if I'm cleaning it out at some point, I ain't no hoarder.
I think if it's 7, 8 years between. That's how
It
about how
ain't
long
that
it was
long.
since we
It
made that
ain't-
video.
Well,
And we need to get back in there because there's some stuff festering from restaurants long closed.
no, we ain't getting back in there. You ain't getting in there.
Gregory White says Hinds County GOP Chairman Pete Perry arrested for DUI.
Well,
Come on, Pete, have a cup of coffee before you get on the road.
yeah.
Quentin Williams, our old friend, old buddy, says, yeah, if you're on a... I'm 4 words into it.
What?
It says, yeah, if you're on a public toilet bowl,
What?
that's how it begins. And talking on your cell phone, do you really need to tell the other party that you're talking to them while taking a dump?
I don't talk to nobody. I don't talk on the regular phone when I go to the bathroom. I think you keep it separate. I don't want to talk while I'm doing that. Don't want to.
Well, he says,
I ain't got nothing to tell you that it can wait till I get done in there.
well, what if you're sick?
What
But-
does that got to do?
It'll take you a while. But to someone in the adjacent stall with no newspaper to read, your conversation may be entertaining. So Quint is saying maybe, do it for the guy sitting next to you. Or lady if you work at Allie McBeal's office. Kevin Deason says Tennessee's own Howard Baker dying. Yeah, we didn't talk about that,
Yeah.
Jackie. You ain't from Tennessee if you can't honor our dead.
Well, we needn't. Well, how Baker passed on.
Wait, you ain't. LOL. What's he saying?
What?
Love listening to y'all live from Viola, Tennessee. Is it Viola, Tennessee? Viola, Tennessee? Warren County, Tennessee. Smallest incorporated city in the state, 120 population. Damn, Kevin. Thanks for listening to us way out there in
Yeah.
Warren County.
Thank you kindly. Yeah.
Yeah, old Howard Baker,
Yeah.
Reagan administration.
Yes, sir.
Said he was a moderate. He does look like a moderate Republican in light of, I don't think he would pass a Tea
I
Party
get
test.
tired of all them saying this all the time. They all say, well, Ronald Reagan, he wouldn't be, you wouldn't like this or you wouldn't like that. Well, if Ronald Reagan had to go up, flip it around, if you told a Democrat back in you're going to have someone crazy as Obama, as liberal as him.
What?
If you told a liberal back then that Obama's going to be president and how liberal he's going to be, you'd be like, well, I don't know about you'd be about that liberal,
Gregory White, I don't know. So you're saying if you told...
Everybody says Reagan wouldn't be no Tea Party. Would he'd be moderate or rhino, as they say, rhino
Right,
Republican, name on the thing.
Yes.
But Obama is that much crazier on the liberal side.
So you're saying that
Because of back in
like
them
Jimmy
times.
Carter would look like damn Fidel Castro.
There you go. See, I get tired of that question.
I'm glad we took 3 minutes. Okay. Gregory White, what's your take on the Mississippi election for Senate with the nursing home scandal, Tea Party people being locked in courthouse on election night? I didn't hear about that. I heard about them trying to get pictures of the nursing home. I guess I got to read this.
That one fella killed himself, broke in,
Jesus.
rival. Well, that's what happened. I don't
Mississippi
mean.
going crazy.
Well, Mississippi all been a little crazy.
They've been, I think Mississippi been a little crazy ever since that squirrel revival scandal.
What?
Oh, man, 120 minutes. I'm starting to lose it. Phil Rayleigh, Junior Samples, underrated, overrated. He could be on Mount Rushmore and he'd still be underrated.
Yeah, sure.
Matt Ellis, Meek Rat Manor.
I don't. Is that still on? I don't catch it on. It ain't on like it used to be.
People lose interest in everything.
Well,
man.
every show gets, toward the end, always gets bad. Everything. Like I talk about MASH. I don't remember in the Happy Days because it probably wasn't no good. More commended. Got mad. Pitiful.
I'd say that when there was a time when
Laverne Shirley moved out to California.
Angeles.
Yeah, moved out there, didn't care anymore. So every show, what show we talking about again?
Meek Rat Manor.
Yeah, it's nice, good.
But when it was on and going, Jackie loved it.
I loved it like anything else.
Like
Yeah,
anything
they get in
else.
there, yeah, but
All it talked about.
they run it in the ground. You can't be on TV forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
There's
Matt.
as much as I love Gunsmoke. There's a couple of episodes of the same story.
Yeah, Matt, I'm sorry, but some things just shrivel and die.
Yeah.
Vince Warren says the newest product to compete with hot selling hose water. One sip keeps it simple.
Oh yeah, delicious. Yeah.
TT Slots hose water, HOE.
That ain't.
One sip One sip gives you instant chlamydia. That's pretty good, Vince, in Viola, Tennessee, or Viola, Tennessee.
Well, there you go. He's making a joke, but he's right. That's what y'all wouldn't have no prostitute water. Yeah.
Just laying it. He's calling out what Jackie's been hitting at.
Well,
I want you and
I
Jackie
appreciate you being
cast the first stone, Vince.
Well, yeah, well.
Joseph Noble says, take the tampon commercial challenge.
What? Take a tampon?
Well, there's a video attached to it, but we're
I'm not gonna watch
running
no
long.
tampon
We're not gonna watch the tampon
challenge.
commercial.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to know.
Is it still okay to smoke inside Jackie's store, says Phil Rayleigh?
They say you can't smoke serve food no more. Can't do it. In a bar, you can. Around here, you got food. There ain't no smoking.
If you get out of your car smoking a cigarette, walk in, buy a sun drop, walk back out, Jackie ain't gonna say
I ain't gonna say a word. I look the other way. If you would come in, sit down, and use the ashtray, which I still leave out for people just coming in now in case I got ash, then I gotta go by law.
If he sees you.
If I see you,
But
looking that direction.
he's got that standee from 1987 of the damn Coors Light cheerleader. And you can stand behind that and smoke. Nobody gonna see it.
And she getting brown back there, nicotine saying it's a shame. I'll put it this way: if I didn't see you smoking in here, you didn't see me smoking back there, cooking in the kitchen. We'll keep it that way.
Brittany Adams wants to know, will y'all go back to videos for the 2016 election? Damn, that's coming up, ain't it, Brittany?
Oh Lord, I hope I don't have to.
People ask us all the time to do videos, Jackie. Will you say right now that you will never make another Red State Update video?
I'm a health give out this and that. I ain't gonna say I ain't never do nothing.
Think how
But
happy about 10 people would be, Jackie.
I
Now, that
won't-
sounds like I'm belittling it, but how many times have you made 10 people happy at a go?
I make it 10 people happy every day when they come in the store and give them barbecue. Make them happy that way instead of putting my face up all over computers.
Brittany, we're not going to rule anything out at this time.
I appreciate you asking.
But I'll keep pushing Jackie. Maybe we'll start
Well, you're
out.
making it's my fault. No, don't make it out like
No,
it's me that don't
no,
want to do it.
Jackie will not.
That
do
ain't
it.
the case. You don't
Oh,
want to do
I
it
beg
either.
you,
You like
folks,
saying,
I
no,
please.
you do not. You
Oh,
running around
Jackie.
drinking beer. You just as lazy. Don't want to do it either. Don't put
Maybe
it
we'll
on
start
me.
out with some Vine videos. Some Vines.
What is vines?
Phil Rayleigh says, thanks, Brittany. Thanks for your ongoing interest in despite the horrible way we treat people who like us. Phil Rayleigh says, you ever wonder how long Jerry Clower's belt had to be? If you held it up, was it as tall as he was? Taller?
I don't know if he fluctuated in a little bit, didn't he?
I think his weight went up and down.
It went up and down. He, people, you can make light of it if you want, but Jerry Clower, for someone to have to deal with a eating disorder, on top of that, make a lot of people laugh, and laugh with him, not at him, is what I say.
And I'll
about
tell you
Jerry
this,
Clower.
it would be an expensive, beautiful belt.
Yeah, it would be white.
Phil Rayleigh, did you ever get to see Andy Kaufman wrestle at the Mid-South Coliseum?
No, I didn't see him on. I did. He used to come on Sunday Wrestling. I didn't go down there to go see it. And I never made a mess. He was funny on TV when he played. What was it? I don't remember how that show ended either. What was that one? Where they drove taxi cabs everywhere in New York City. What was the name of that show?
What was it about again?
They drove taxi cabs
Uh-huh.
everywhere. Had old little man get mad. He's funny too.
Where was it set?
New York City, like I said, up New York
Like,
City.
was there a main set, like where they'd all hang around?
Just right there where the taxi dispatch or whatever it was. And old Reverend Jim on there, funny. I like him. Funny.
What was that? Was it?
They drove taxis
It was
all
set in
over
a
the
taxi
place. Set in a taxi place, and I cannot.
Were
for
there
life.
taxis in there? Were the taxi?
There
in
were
the taxi place?
The taxi cabs in there. That's what I'm saying. Andy Kaufman, he
Fixed
besides-
all the taxis.
He on that show was funny. Whatever
Oh.
the name, I cannot recall the name of that
name
show,
of the
but it
taxi
was funny.
show.
But he was a mechanic talking in a funny voice from another country, and would fix things. And he was funny on that show. In real life, he's a horrible human being.
So, no, we never got to see him. But again, I'd like to put a call out to any wrestlers listen to it. We always like to hear if there's any wrestlers out there. We like wrestlers. Al Moore, did Dunlap ever find Loretta, and does she have a sister?
Huh?
Oh, Al, you got me on this one. I don't know. It's probably something really important. episode from my life, and I've completely blanked out. But it doesn't make me think of Casey Kasem because his wife played Loretta, married to Nick Tortelli on Cheers.
Cheers, yeah, I like Cheers.
And then
I like
their
Coach.
own show, the Tortellis. And
I just like Coach on
Loretta. So Loretta, does she have a sister? I don't know what we're talking about. Al Moore, let me know. Thank you for reminding me of something I forgot. Ed Violet, I never found out how to say your name. Tennessee time is Eastern Standard Time minus 1 hour and 30 years.
What?
Tennessee time. We should get you stuff up here by 5 p.m. Tennessee time. Ask you a question. Had to give you a cutoff.
Well, yeah.
And Ed says Tennessee time is Eastern Standard Time minus 1 hour and 30 years.
Oh, hell.
Jennifer Karloff. I don't know how to say your name either, Jennifer. I believe this is the lovely lady of our good friend Jeffrey Thames, who has the radio show out of, what's the station, you know, Jackie?
It's in Texas. It's Sound Awake.
Sound Awake Radio. Google that. He's our good friend Jeffrey Thames and his lovely partner friend Jennifer Karloff.
He always plays, come Christmas time, plays all the Christmas songs on that station.
Yes,
that's nice
thank
of
you
him.
so
Thank
much,
you
Jeffrey and Jen. And
hope you got a good question.
well, she just wanted to draw our attention again to the Michigan GOP candidate. Ignore my arrest for publicly masturbating in other people's cars.
Enough. I'm not going to
This
sit there
is the
and talk.
guy who keeps coming up. You can always tell what people are really thinking about when we do one of these because it keeps coming up over and
I
over
don't
again.
want to hear about anybody doing that anywhere. They don't need to be running for office.
And then Gregory White follows that up with, let's say he had a hands-on approach.
Oh.
And then Gregory White says, I don't think that's what they meant by trickle-down economics.
Ow.
Andrew Jimmy says, how many people think Reagan is awesome when in fact he sucked ass?
Well, I ain't gonna dignify that with an answer. So there to you.
Our friend Jake Scherzer. Actually, I don't even know how to say your damn last name, Jake. Jake Scherzer. Jeez, I'm screwing everybody's names up. Says y'all should discuss butts.
What?
I agree with you, Jake, but we are running low on time.
I ain't gonna talk
Mark
about
Pickering
butts.
says Dunlap's most interesting sexual experience.
Oh,
Oh,
hell.
Mark, I got it.
Don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
You
but
get
Mark,
your own
it's so-
thing. I'm not gonna hear it. We're in a hurry. I ain't got time to listen to that. I ain't gonna listen to it.
And what is your full name, Dunlap? Oh, we got to go. Matthew McKinley says, Mexico losing, but only if there were arrests in Los Angeles. I'm out of town and need info.
Well,
Raymond Brookter says, I download each episode. Thanks, Raymond. Y'all funny as F. Sorry, Jackie. Possible topics. Tea Party elections in Mississippi. Folks falling into the giant vagina sculptures.
oh.
That's just
See, that's what happens when you make something like that. That's the reason you don't need to make it. Because as soon as you make something like that, somebody going to get up in it and make a scene.
Oh, and best concert Dunlap ever saw high. Raymond, best concert I ever saw high was the Vince Gill, Amy Grant Christmas show in Nashville, Tennessee.
What?
Real Liberty was fun for a while. What? Oh, no, sorry, I skipped ahead. Ed Font says, Indiana went gay for 3 days after a federal judge drank some Tennessee corn liquor and struck down the Indiana gay marriage ban. There were mullets and rainbows for 3 glorious days. When he sobered up, he was wearing a push-up bra and his robe was on backwards. Real Liberty was fun for a while.
It's just people making their own jokes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all really don't need us at this point.
Yeah. Can we just wrap this up? Is that it? We done?
No.
It's an hour and a half we've been on here.
Jackie, we're narrowing it down. Casey Kasem, we just talked about that. Really, we talked about Gene Kasem and Nick Tortelli, but
Yeah,
we're going
it's
to move
too
ahead.
bad he
Thanks,
passed
Ryan
on.
Harmon.
He was good. He always give lovers, people love songs. I like it when he did that. Here, this goes out to you. Sometimes somebody in the hospital, when he would play a song for people in the hospital. We probably should have done that more, and people everybody gets, in love
Once
at some
you
point in
say,
life.
my daddy's dying of cancer, could you send this song out to him? Next week, it's like, I don't know why Jeannie won't talk to me. It's
Yeah.
like,
And it's
why?
not complete. I lost a loved one today, and he would play, that should all be sick or just
My cat
came
ran
from
away.
a funeral. No, yeah, things like that. Play a song for it. Everybody falls in love. Everybody does that at some point in life.
Like when you hear that song, what's that on the easy listening stations? The woman that does the dedications at night. I can't think of her name right now. It's like that's just all bullshit when you boil it down.
Hey, watch me.
But when you saying like, can you send this song out to my dad before he dies? Like that's
what Casey. Yeah, he should have done more than that. I said everybody falls in love, but everybody dies too. But just one's more appropriate, I think, for dedication, song dedication. You go to somebody's funeral, they play the song. I'm sure Casey Kasem, if he could, he'd go to every funeral. He could have made it too. Play a song there.
I'd enjoy, Jackie, a whole show that's just of people asking you to read their dedications. If you have a song dedication.
Well, I'd do that, yeah. If it's not willy-nilly, somebody making a joke, I'd be happy to play, and I know what the song is. It's long, country song. I don't like rap music. I wouldn't play.
Racist.
Well, no, I just don't like it.
Everybody raps. We've been over this. Jackie says everybody. He's listened to me say that it's not, because I'm always calling him racist when he says he doesn't like rap music. He says everybody raps. It's not racist anymore because it's country rap. White people rap. IGGY raps. Everybody raps.
Everybody raps. That's right. Now, when I said earlier, I said, I guess it's just in the blood. That was racist. I shouldn't have said that. Because there's some Muslim people that don't cut nobody's head off, and find people that run the cigarette store down the street. That's where I get sometimes when I don't have them stocked up here. I go down there and get my cools.
I'm glad you brought that. I didn't even catch that.
Well, no, you called me a racist on here, and I didn't say nothing back because she's right.
I did call you racist.
Well, usually I get mad when you call me that, and then I thought 2 seconds. I said that did come out wrong.
Because I thought you could just be saying the people who like chop people's heads off are all friends with Obama.
Well, that could
wind farm people and Muslim jihadist terrorists.
I'd look into it's all I'm saying. But when I say this in the blood, that came out wrong. Didn't mean to say it that way.
Okay, that does sound like Hitler a little bit.
Still ain't a racist when you said racist, but I said I'm just going to leave it alone because I'm trying to get through this and I got stuff.
Well,
I
wish we
today.
could edit this part out and put it closer to that first part because people will only hear that first part and give up.
And never get to this point
right,
anyway.
because this is 90 minutes long.
Well, as long as you know everybody raps, I ain't racist. And there's nice Muslims down the street work in a cigarette store.
Jared Piper says, why is it hemorrhoids and not a more PC term?
All right. Just
Guy Lancaster says, how is Hurtbird? How is Jackie's back these days? Thanks for asking, Guy. We covered all that.
Yeah.
Kevin Compton, a good buddy, says, any firework etiquette to share with us for the 4th?
Well, between 7 and 11, just keep it down for,
unless you're
if you're around by Big Lots.
Unless you're at the Little Lots parking lot where Don Jekyll Jr.
There's Little Lots. There's no such thing. Go on.
Raymond Brooker says, can y'all have a drunken episode before 100? Kevin, people giving us our ideas for our upcoming episodes. Thanks. We'll listen to these, folks. Let us know if you are a wrestler. Let us know if you have ideas for episodes. Kevin Compton says a musical episode. We never did hear the T.T. Slot musical that they were putting together. Murfreesboro Play Actors Club.
They wouldn't let him put it on stage.
Victor Mileage has put on several musicals here that we have not heard.
Yeah, GD This Horse.
Yep, GD This Horse. And
that's what I did, but he said no. You got to put it full up right there on the sign. I ain't gonna say it. It's blasphemous. But he, you may have gotten away with it if you said GD This Horse.
Hillary Clinton says, Hillary Clinton got on here. Now, Jeff officially came in after we finished, but since we've only got one more and one on Twitter, I'll let
Well, we gone this long. Hey,
Jeff Pooley says Hillary Clinton has lost her mind claiming to be broke. Bill Clinton calls out Cheney, and we still don't know what Little Helen's was other than the current rise of the Pool Shank Party.
Huh.
Pool Shank Party. Yeah, somebody's got to update our Wikipedia because
I got to look back on the Pool Shank.
Hillary Clinton.
Well, I heard that she come out and said I don't know what it's like to have money. I'm poor. I'm Maybe she does have brain damage.
And Twitter handle IEN3 says, I think you got to talk about how the United States is doing in the World Cup.
Well, if they're doing good, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason anybody's paying attention. It's getting bigger because if America does good at it, even soccer and hockey is still, good for them. I like it when America wins. That's good no matter what it is.
I want to call out, while I'm on Twitter, got a couple things I want to wrap up real fast here. I want to call out Twitter handle. Is the Twitter handle the thing that comes up, or the thing
Are you asking me? I don't know what the hell the Twitter is.
The worst at Pop Elizabeth loves our. She listens to podcast a lot, and she likes our soccer video, the one where I ask you why you mad drink, and she just quoted that on here. But she really loves that strutting that ass. So I just wanted to thank her for pimping us on Twitter.
That's nice.
Everybody on Twitter that pimps us all the time, thank you so much.
Thank you kindly, and appreciate y'all asking some of these questions, even though some of them filthy and I don't know how to answer.
And I really can't remember. Did we talk about this already on here? Last week we asked about the Braves and the mascots.
We talked about the
Well, Darren Lowe, Twitter handle, they call me D Lowe, says that the Braves used to have a mascot named Chief Nakahoma.
Yeah.
That left his teepee and danced after a home run. He's got a picture on here.
Can't do that no more. Can't do that. Can't do old village people.
Are the village people racist?
Can't do it no more.
I guess he would be racist. Gay and racist.
What, gay? You talking about the old, in the 70s, had the YMCA. I usually don't like that kind of music. That song's good. I like YMCA and the Navy. I like anything about the military, and the song about the military.
Yeah, you can be gay and racist. Just because you're one thing doesn't mean that you're...
Are they gay?
What do you mean?
We're some village peoples.
Mm-hmm.
They were gays.
I don't think the lead singer, actually, I think the lead singer was
every band's got somebody gay in it.
But I think predominantly the band was gay, mostly gay, for gay audiences.
Well, I guess they're racist now, too. I don't know.
You never knew the village people was gay?
I didn't think about it when I listened to it. I mean, they'd come on Sonny and Cher, whatever shows on back in, and all of them dressed up different. Everybody dressed up in the 70s. Everybody dressed up.
If you watch variety shows from the 70s, everybody's
everything looks, you'd sit around thinking that, and then we learned about half of it was years later. Back in, you didn't talk about that loud, kept it quiet.
But now we know you shouldn't do that.
No, I didn't say you should do it. I just said that's how it was. Hell, put words in my mouth.
So,
is that it?
An hour and 36 minutes.
It's
Thanks,
almost
everybody.
2 damn hours of this, man.
Maybe we should
I got stuff I got to do. I got to take a pee in the bathroom and get over with this. I'm an old man. I got my old man issues.
We can't do over 90-minute episodes because Jackie's going to have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
so when we do the next watch Batman or whatever.
I ain't watching none of that anymore. I'm done. All right, we through. I'm turning this off.
Hey, thanks, everybody, for giving us your questions. Thanks for spreading the podcast around. Thanks for rating and reviewing us and downloading us and subscribing on iTunes and watching it on YouTube.
Rates and review helps. Thank you kindly.
Thank you kindly. We're out.
Do that. How I turn it? Just unplug it?
Yeah, just yank it out of the wall.
Just right away this.